quivering with nerves to meet one of my heroes. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Yeah.
The following feature presentation is part of the Skywalking Network.
We are here with the legendary Dermot Crowley, who played General Crix Madine in Return of the Jedi. Now, we had spoken to you a number of years ago when you blew our minds about the secret behind Madine's beard. Can you tell us that story again?
That's the entire performance in the movie. Well, the secret of the beard is that it was not my beard. My hair, the most famous part of the movie, is entirely my own. And when I arrived on the first morning, the makeup people said, "Oh, by the way, we've got a beard for you." And I said, "Oh, I don't really want a beard." And they kind of said, no, we think you should have a beard. And I said, "Well, I don't like things stuck in my face." And they said, no, please wear a beard. So I wore the beard, and that was it. And I filmed the film, and I didn't realize until much later that in actual fact the reason that they insisted on the beard was that the action figure had been made before I was cast, and the action figure had a beard, so it had to match up. So that's why I've got the famous beard.
Love that story.
I discovered it later in Hamley's toy shop. Yes.
I'm sure you have one, right?
Yeah. There's one knocking around in a drawer somewhere at home, yeah.
John Hostetter had done your voice.
Uh-huh.
We have stolen a small Imperial shuttle. Disguised as a cargo ship and using a secret Imperial code, a strike team will land on the moon and deactivate the shield generator.
Did they want to just save all the English accents for the Empire? Is that why they chose an American actor?
I have absolutely no idea whatsoever.
So they didn't tell you this going in?
No, I didn't know about that, yeah. But I mean, this happens in movies quite a lot, you know.
Now, when you auditioned for Madine, General Madine, did they tell you what it was? He was a big part of the rebellion, anything?
Not that much, no. We weren't briefed to any great degree, and it's only sort of in later years that I've realized, you know, that these people are actually pivotal in that their backstory is so big in the Star Wars universe, and that's one of the reasons, I think, is why the whole kind of Star Wars world is so popular still after all these years, is because all of these characters have huge backstories that the fans know about and that have been written about and have illuminated me, certainly, in terms of the character. But I guess at the time there wasn't time. We were cast because we were right for the role, and it didn't seem to make any difference that we hadn't done any deep kind of character work on it.
Did Richard Marquand give you any kind of direction? Like, okay, now you have been in the rebellion for a number of years now, and you've got to really drive this point home, or did he leave it up to you as a distinguished actor?
It was left up to me, really, and to Caroline, as to how we played it. I mean, I guess when we rehearsed it, we weren't doing it correctly, we would have been told, but it was fine, you know, we just shot it and that was it.
Do you have any fun stories about the time on the set where you're acting with the whole Star Wars cast? Any stories that you can remember about your time working on Jedi?
The most interesting thing for me working on Jedi, to be perfectly honest, was the fact that Carrie Fisher was in a relationship at the time with Paul Simon, and Paul Simon came to the set, and I ended up having a coffee with them in the commissary, and I was a huge Paul Simon fan and still am, and I was quivering with nerves to meet one of my heroes. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Yeah. That's what I was impressed with, is Paul Simon.
What was his coffee coffee order?
Oh, I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
It's too long ago.
All right, now, Crix Madine unfortunately passed away in one of the expanded universe novels, Darksaber, in 1995 by Kevin J. Anderson. Have you ever seen Kevin J. Anderson at a convention and say, you got a lot to answer for?
I'm looking forward to meeting him and telling him precisely that.
Okay, now that was the expanded universe. It's been rebooted since, so hashtag Crix Madine lives?
You never know. I'm ready and willing and eager to go.
You know, now's the new Republic. They would be more than honored to have you in their ranks.
As a senior statesman, yes.
Disney Plus, are you listening to this? Now, is there anything that you've never told anyone about working on Return of the Jedi?
Well, I mean, basically, when I had finished that, particular scene, and I remember leaving after, I don't know, 2 or 3 days it took to shoot that. And one of the assistant directors asked me what I was doing the following week, and I said, I'm free. And they kind of said, well, George would like you to come back and do some more work. So I came back and worked with him on the second unit and shot a whole series, which is on various DVDs now as extras, where I got to say, may the force be with you, and it was wonderful getting up every morning and actually climbing into your ship and fighting battles against a blue screen. But of course, various endings were being shot at the time so that nobody would know how the movie ended, and I think that was part of that.
And this is also because they weren't sure if the Admiral Akbar puppet was going to work convincingly.
Oh, this is true.
So they said, okay, let's, as a backup, have Madine really orchestrate the battle.
Yeah. But I mean, as we know, Akbar was terrific. I mean, absolutely wonderful.
He's no Madine, but he was very, very good.
Exactly. I couldn't have put it better myself. Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dermot Crowley.
Thank you very much.
Hey, look at those names to the left. They are part of the Skywalking Force, our Patreon.
Become a producer yourself and check out all the Disney Plus themed bonus content available depending on the level you subscribe.
Become a member of the elite Skywalking Force at skywalkingforce.com.